Take a look at this item. Looking at this part number here, I was able to determine this is a toner dispenser. So it's going to be lots of fun. It's already starting to drop some toner all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be too much fun. Some screws on top, so these things could open. Let me punch it open, see what I could find. Hopefully not that much toner. If it's a lot, I'll probably just have to dump half of it. There's some heavy rulers on one side. I'm not seeing them now. As we get through there, I guess we'll pick up on those. But this thing is pretty heavy. I mean, it is really heavy. So let me see what they've already done inside here to make this thing so heavy. And then there's that reasonably complex gear arrangement here and mechanism. Don't know why they've gone through all that effort. Must have a reason. So let's see if we can figure out what exactly this thing does without getting completely covered in toner. As expected, it's all going to crap. Too much toner is falling out. So let me get to clean up this little mess there and move on again. To relocate to the laundry sink, clearly, as you can see, it's a lot of toner. It really turned out to be a lot more. So I've taken out the two motors that were on this device. There seems to be a top piece that's clipped off. All of that toner came out from inside this, which seems to be that the toner comes in from the bottom here and comes through on the top here and distribute out. I'm not sure if I have that 100% correct, but the hole inside of there, that little hole there, there's a sensor that came out of that. I need to try to figure that one out. That's this. Not exactly sure what kind of sensor it is yet. Shouldn't really wash it, but I'll try to dust it out as best as. Dust the motors out, get them out of here, and put some water on all of this to try to get rid of all this dust. And so for toner is not worth it. There are two rollers here. You can see the edges of them here. It should have been interesting, but I mean, that's a bunch of toner there. That's a bunch of toner floor that I need to scoop up. This is just not worth it. Gonna dump this as is. A bit of interesting gears here. Again, would have been useful, but the amount of toner I have to go through for those gears, forget it. Turns out, this was actually very easy to take apart. The top comes out so you can see fully inside here. And essentially, they took one motor to do the bottom feeder mechanism there. And there's a rotation bar inside it to move the material around. So that pretty much, I believe, takes the material in. And then there's another one here. Well, actually that could be putting the material out too. I'm not sure. I haven't looked carefully to see if this is actually just dumping the material out, agitating and dumping out, and if this one is the in. But one is in and one is the out. And this is the other one, which has a paddle. And it's all been washed because, yeah, toner all over the place. So I just put it under water. So there's a little paddle there, and that goes, and this whole spiral goes together. So if you look, you can see that rotating. So I don't know if this sticks in into the actual toner and grabs toner. Maybe that's what happens. This sticks in. Probably makes more sense actually to be that way. And this sticks into the toner, grabs toner from in the bottle, bring it in to this space here, where this rotates it a little bit, keeps it from clumping, moving, and then the bottom one grabs it and carries it down out into the device. So yeah, maybe that makes a bit more sense. We got two sensors here, right? And I'll put some shots of them and see if I can pull off any specs on them. This was the sensor in the middle right here, and this sensor was on the bottom of the main mechanism where the two rollers were. Here's a quick look at the front of the sensor, a little bit more detail, and then the back of the sensor with the number clearly showing. When I did not find the exact specs of this, the actual number, from TDK's technical notes, it notes that piezoelectric sensors are used to detect powder-based substances with high precision. The sensors use a copper alloy, which we saw, the color, and so it's not suitable for food. Their sharp sensitivity allows them to detect light fluffy powders, and then further, toner is actually considered a light fluffy powder with 10 micrometer, 8 micrometer sometimes, particles, and very, low specific gravity. So pretty much sure this is a piezoelectric sensor to detect the level of the toner in the dispenser. This is the second sensor we saw at the bottom of the rollers, the dispenser. It turns out that this is in fact a toner density sensor, and this is a quick graph of it, again courtesy TDK. While this is a Hitachi sensor, it pretty much, you can see it's the same thing that they've used, just for a different manufacturer, and it makes sense where it is. Finally, we'll end with a few pictures that I took along the way. Some of them has water on them because I watched the whole thing, but yeah, it's just interesting to throw out a few pictures in a bit higher resolution that may be interesting.